Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today because we have some very exciting General Hospital news to talk about, and it's definitely worth the wait. Hey there friends, let me tell you, I've been following General Hospital for more years than I can count, and the latest news got me grinning from ear to ear this morning. Starting May 18th, we're finally getting a brand new face on the Port Charles Police Department, and it's none other than Jonathan Bennett stepping in as Joe Fitzpatrick. Oh man, from what I've heard, this Joe fella is going to be a handful. He's not your everyday clean-cut cop walking the beat. No sir, the guy's got secrets written all over him. I've seen Jonathan Bennett in other things before, and he's got that charming smile that makes you like him right away. But something in my gut tells me this character is sneaky as a fox in the henhouse. You just know he's hiding more than a few cards up his sleeve. What really tickles me is how this ties right into the mess we already have going on with Jen Sidwell. Remember how Sidwell was bragging about having people on the inside at the PCPD? Well, now it makes perfect sense. We already knew that Cassius Faison was running around pretending to be Nathan West, feeding information back to Sidwell like a double agent. But it sounds like Sidwell's got himself more than one friendly cop in his pocket. Joe Fitzpatrick showing up right now feels like the puzzle piece we've been waiting for. I gotta admit, I'm excited as a kid on Christmas Eve. These soap operas know exactly how to keep us hooked. Just when you think you've got everything figured out, they drop a new cop with shady motives into the mix. I'm already wondering who Joe's really working for, who he's gonna butt heads with first, and what kind of trouble he's bringing to Port Charles. One thing's for sure, things are about to get a whole lot more interesting down at the station. I can't wait to see how this plays out. If you've been watching as long as I have, you know these kinds of characters always shake everything up in the best way. What do you think, folks? Are you as curious about Joe Fitzpatrick as I am? You know, what really stuck with me is how Sidwell kept talking about having people on the inside at the PCPD. He said it in the plural, like there's more than one. That little detail got my mind spinning right away. We already know about Cassius Faison sneaking around, pretending to be Nathan West and reporting back to Sidwell like a sneaky double agent. So now I'm sitting here wondering if Joe Fitzpatrick is the second guy in Sidwell's pocket. It sure feels like the pieces are starting to fit together. From all the leaks I've been reading, Jonathan Bennett's character isn't going to be your typical straightforward cop who shows up, puts on the badge, and does everything by the book. No, sir. It sounds like there's a lot more going on beneath the surface with Joe. He's got secrets, and the way the writers are setting this up, I have a feeling we're in for some real jaw-dropping moments. Will he turn out to be a dirty cop, passing along inside police information straight to Sidwell? I sure hope they make it exciting, because that kind of betrayal always shakes things up in Port Charles. But here's the part I love most about General Hospital. They don't make every bad guy pure evil. Sometimes these characters are just regular people who get caught up in a tough spot. Joe might not even want to do Sidwell's dirty work. Maybe someone's got something heavy hanging over his head and they're blackmailing him. Or perhaps the poor fella's drowning in money problems, bills piling up, family to take care of. You know how it goes. When a man's desperate like that, it's easy to make a choice he later regrets. I've seen enough storylines over the years to know that these complicated characters often end up breaking your heart even when they're doing wrong. I can already imagine how this is going to play out down at the station. Mac and the rest of the longtime officers are sharp. They've been around long enough to smell trouble. If Joe starts acting funny or leaking information, it won't take long before eyebrows start raising. And when that happens, you just know it's going to create fireworks. Old friendships will be tested, trust will be broken, and maybe even a few big confrontations in the squad room. That's the kind of drama that makes me lean forward in my chair every afternoon. What I'm really hoping for is that they give Jonathan Bennett some good material to work with. He's got that friendly face that makes you want to root for him. But if they add layers of guilt, fear, or desperation, it could turn into something special. I've always enjoyed watching characters who aren't just black or white. They're shades of gray, just like real life. One day, Joe might be helping the police. The next, he's caught between a rock and a hard place with Sidwell pulling the strings. I'll tell you what, this new storyline has me hooked already. Whether Joe ends up being a full-on bad apple or just a guy who got pulled into something bigger than himself, I know it's going to add a whole lot of spice to the show. These are exactly the kinds of twists that keep me coming back day after day, year after year. My wife teases me about it, but I can't help it. Port Charles feels like an old neighborhood I've known forever. So tell me, folks, what do you think? Do you figure Joe's going to be trouble right from the start, or do you think he might surprise us and turn out to have a good heart somewhere under all that mess? I'm counting down the days until May 18th because I have a feeling things are about to get really interesting around here. You know, no matter how you slice it, Sidwell is one of those smooth-talking fellows who's mighty hard to say no to. Once he sets his sights on you, it feels like you've stepped into something you can't easily walk away from. I've got this strong hunch that Joe Fitzpatrick has already gone in way too deep, just like Ezra Boyle did. Remember Ezra? Daniel Cosgrove played him so well, you could almost feel the poor guy's regret. He thought he could handle the situation, maybe make a quick deal and get out clean, but before he knew it, he was tangled up tight and it was too late to back out without getting burned. I suspect Joe might be walking that same tricky path right now. He probably started with what seemed like a small favor or a tempting offer, and now he's realizing the water's getting deeper every day. That kind of story always pulls me in because it feels so real. Life isn't always about clear-cut heroes and villains. Sometimes a man finds himself caught between doing what's right and trying to protect himself or the people he cares about. Maybe Sidwell's got something serious on Joe, blackmail, old secrets, or debts that just won't quit. Or maybe Joe's got family troubles, bills stacking up, or dreams that need more money than a cop's salary can cover. Whatever the reason, I bet he's lying awake at night, wondering how he's going to get himself out of this mess. And that's what makes General Hospital so special after all these decades. They show us characters who make mistakes, feel guilt, and still try to find their way. Even so, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this all unfolds. Joe is set to make his first appearance on May 18th, and I've already got that date circled in my mind. From everything that's been leaking out, it sounds like Jonathan Bennett is bringing a character with real depth and hidden layers. Sidwell has been making his mark on Port Charles for a while now, shaking things up and keeping everyone on their toes. Throwing a new cop with possible secret ties into the mix is just the kind of spark this storyline needs. I can already imagine the tension building at the police station, sideways glances, careful conversations, and that slow burn of suspicion growing among the other officers. It's going to be good, old-fashioned soap drama at its best. I'll be honest with you folks, this has me more excited than I've been in a while. Jonathan Bennett has such a friendly, trustworthy face that you'll probably find yourself rooting for Joe even if he's doing some questionable things. That's the magic of good acting and smart writing. One minute you're hoping he does the right thing, the next you're wondering if he'll choose the easy way out. I think Joe is going to become a very interesting character in the weeks ahead, someone who keeps us guessing and talking long after the credits roll. So tell me, are you as pumped up as I am to see Jonathan Bennett step into that police uniform for the very first time on May 18th? Do you think Joe is secretly working for Sidwell and heading straight into a dangerous, sticky situation he might not be able to escape? I sure do, and I can't wait to watch it all play out. All in all, this is exactly why I've stuck with General Hospital for so many years. It's like visiting old friends who always have new surprises waiting for you. So come May 18th, I'll be right there in my favorite chair with a cup of coffee, ready for whatever trouble Joe Fitzpatrick brings to town. I hope you'll join me on ABC, because these stories may be make-believe, but the joy and excitement they bring us every day sure feels real. Take care of yourselves, stay healthy, and I'll talk with you again real soon after we see what this new fella is all about. God bless.